And it is the high-octane offense of Oklahoma against the lockdown defense of Georgia. Indoor and Beers at the center circle. We're underway with the Sooners controlling the opening tip. Offensively, Ann, what do you think Oklahoma is going to try to do tonight against Georgia?
Well, the key is getting the ball to Beers, and she hit a three last game, Sam. Back-to-back games with her for three from Beers.
And that's only the fifth three she's made, and that is quite honestly a shot that Coach Abe will give her every time. Here's a UGA starting lineup. It's interesting that Beers hits that first three. How many of those are you going to let her hit before you move out and guard her?
Right now, for Georgia, that's one that they're willing to give up, especially with their percentage on the season.
Turcoff has been hot lately. Misses her first shot. She's been in double figures the last 6 games. So Oklahoma with a chance to build. Here's their starting five, the second highest scoring starting five in the nation, trailing only South Carolina. Williams in the lane. Nice post move. Going to eat up as much clock as they can on these possessions. And good catch by Carnegie. Shot clock, though, a factor. Baseline jumper, and Carnegie 0 for her first 2, but that won't continue. Van trying to get around Turner. Good D. Beers. Van with the offensive rebound and sticks it in.
Oklahoma, one of the best in the nation and best in the SEC. And you want to be able to control the time, but not use too much and stand around.
Jenny Baranczyk earlier this week named as one of the 16 finalists for the Naismith Coach of the Year.
Yes, and year after year, especially with such a young squad, 7 out of their 11 players are either freshmen or sophomores for this Oklahoma team.
Chavez with the tape. And speaking of doing a great job, Coach Abe has put the Lady Bulldogs back on the map this season, back in the top 25 this week.
And this Georgia team, they're really learning how to play well together. Again, top 25 matchup, excellent coaches, excellent players on the court.
A phenomenal free throw shooter this year. She's now 76 of 83, now 77 of 84 for the season.
It's tremendous because the ball is in her hands 90% of the time, and anytime she can turn the corner, that's dangerous for her to score or get that free throw.
Carnegie fouled shooting the 3 by Van.
There's a scouting report to go over the top, but sometimes if you get clipped, you just let her go.
Yeah, Carnegie, an 84% free throw shooter, misses her first. Carnegie last year played for our teammate Nell Fortner at Georgia Tech to Georgia and the SEC, coming off that 29-point performance against Vanderbilt on Sunday. Wow is right. Raegan Beers doing work inside.
And that was a made free throw, took it out of the net, and then pushing it up the court. That was 4 seconds they took off of the shot clock. That is how fast Oklahoma wants to play.
Oklahoma also has already had 4 different players score, and Turcoff in and out on the 3. Beers clears the rebound. Van to the baseline. There's that offensive rebounding you're talking about. Chavez, yes, a 3-pointer. And a timeout taken by Georgia as Oklahoma is on fire to start.
I was a youngster watching that game because, it was so fun to watch the national championship, women's basketball, Sadia Roundtree. And again, that graphic was so impressive on the history of Georgia women's basketball.
That is the first made bucket of the game for Georgia, and it comes from Trinity Turner. Oklahoma very quick. They are the second fastest paced team in the nation. And look inside, and that is good by Brooklyn Stewart. Wolfick was so big in that fourth quarter against Vanderbilt. Shot clock is down to 5. Turner back to Wolfick. Wolfick muscles it up and doesn't get the ball to go in, but she does draw the foul. 11 of the team's 20 in the fourth quarter in that win over Vanderbilt. Good on the free throw. We're highlighting this one right now. How about Alabama last night beating Arkansas 117-115? They will take on LSU this Saturday.
On the line, but even in this first quarter, when this gap is on the line, that's what Georgia will look to next. But I was just going to say, Sam, Oklahoma's been way too close getting the ball, way too close to the rim.
Verhulst, that is perfectly executed. What do?
You always go back to the basics. Who's your top scorers and get the ball inside. That was the key that Coach Abe told us, that every time they want Woolfolk to get touches.
Raegan Beers picks up a foul inside.
And with Beers going out, this is the advantage. Get the ball inside to Woolfolk.
There's Woolfolk with the touch and nails the jumper. Nice mid-range jumper, and that's a big part of her game.
Absolutely. I love the way she shoots.
Oklahoma's just been so tactically excellent. They made 7 shots. 6 of them have been assisted. Maybe this is another one. No. Culleton with a rebound. Chavez. Absolutely perfect. And Chavez now with 7 points. This is Turkoff. Nice move. And gets the roll.
That's the right opportunity for Georgia's. Anytime they can push in the secondary transition, trying to get something going to the rim.
The transition baskets, they were not expecting to get many of tonight. That's on purpose. Chavez, she is red hot right now. Bulldogs just 3 of 12 shooting here in the opening quarter. Shot clock again under 10. Genoa has Culleton on her. So Georgia in the bonus for the remainder of this quarter. Genoa at the free throw line now. The junior from country of Nigeria. Started her career at Arkansas. Genoa, computer science major. Off the mark on that free throw. Her free throw shooting's gotten so much better, though, this season. And Georgia, 5 of its 11 points have come from the free throw line here in this quarter.
Watch for a Chavez ISO here.
She gives it to Williams. Williams will take it herself. Nice rebound by Turner. Georgia can hold it for 1 if they choose. Turner picks up her dribble. And a whistle away from the ball. So Georgia's going to go back to the free throw line. And Genoa back on the free throw line. She just was 1 for 2. But they've got 7 points from the line.
They've got Verhulst and Chavez for the last 6 seconds.
Chavez takes the inbounds pass. Turner is guarding her. Chavez disrupted, and the quarter will end. Good D by the Dogs. That's what they're known best for. But they need some points, and Judy Moranchek talked to us today about what it's been like to work with so many young players this year and the way she's had to change her approach. Jenny, by the way, has a master's degree in counseling, so she certainly knows how to change the approach.
Yeah, she said with Oklahoma and the youngsters, I just repeat. We just got to keep on repeating until they get it.
I think there's a lot of coaches saying that.
Yes, that's
regardless of how old their kids are. Woolfolk baseline jumper to open the quarter, and that's a good sign for Georgia. They only made 3 field goals in the entire first quarter. Nice pass down to Verhulst, kicks it out to Chavez. 3 is good.
We had a couple of plays, but none better than this. Look at Peyton Verhulst, eyes up, doesn't dribble it, and Chavez again moves into space. Peyton Verhulst doesn't even put the ball on the floor and knows where her teammate Chavez is spotting up.
Second 3 for Chavez so far tonight. Good entry pass to Woolfolk. Nice fade away over Beers.
We talked about the importance of that matchup on the inside.
Verhulst, nice look down low, back to Verhulst on the give and go, give the assist to Stewart.
I mean, Stewart, wow. We might have to take another look at that. That's a freshman.
Carnegie finally dumps it to her, and Woolfolk scores.
That was your 5 players saying what the offense needed right there.
Good D by Woolfolk. Turkoff. Georgia needs to get her going. Woolfolk. And that is a foul on Stewart.
Get to the free throw line.
Wolfick on the SEC all-freshman team last year and has come back bigger, stronger. Wolfick now in double figures again. 12 points in this one. She's got 12 of their 21 points. And that just goes out of bounds. Oklahoma's gone over 2 minutes without scoring, and Georgia has now crept back to within 7 with Beers on the bench. Verhulst will check back in for Oklahoma, the next dead ball. Carnegie, an opening to the bucket, and it is a 6-0 run for the Lady Bulldogs. Van, and there's that pace of play, and Van burying the 3.
Against this face guard defense for Turcoff.
It is clear this is not a comfortable matchup for either team. Nice steal by Smith, and Smith goes uncontested for the layup. Within striking distance, down 10 now.
The Sooners are doing really well playing in the gap defense, not letting anybody turn the corner.
And 3 seconds on Georgia. We'll give the ball back to Oklahoma. Chavez.
Actually really like to play with, but the defense has been disruptive.
Turner just picked up her second foul. Williams inside. Well, they have been so successful on those inbounds plays. Turcoff, and Turcoff is fouled.
She played on the streets of New York and got that nickname.
And after the free throw by Red Mama, let me remind you about gymnastics. Florida squaring off against Georgia at 7 Eastern, 6 Central here in Stegman. Then Auburn will host Alabama in Neville Arena.
Defensively, each play with Oklahoma, they're able to turn the corner, make something happen.
It's the 8th offensive rebound for Oklahoma, just 2 for Georgia. Chavez with the shot clock down to 3.8, draws the foul on Gonzalez. 11 points. This will be her 3rd and 4th free throw of the night. One of the front runners for SEC Freshman of the Year, no doubt.
No doubt about it.
So Georgia will have the ball, looking for the final shot. Carnegie launches the 3 off the mark. Wolfick caught it. And so Oklahoma on the road in Athens only had 13. She and Chavez, the 2 most productive scorers so far in the game. Oklahoma will get the ball first. One of the key storylines for Oklahoma to watch for, Raegan Beers has 2 fouls. They were without her for the majority of the second quarter. Chavez goes to work right away and misses her first shot. Gets her miss. Beers grabs the rebound, and a foul called against Georgia, so Beers is going to go to the line. And is on all of the late season award watch lists for post players and National Player of the Year. Misses both free throws. So a break for Georgia. Georgia, again, has not made a 3 tonight.
On this first offensive set, let's see if they get it back inside the Wolfo.
Henderson starting for Georgia. And Wolfick, you're right. They went right to her, and it paid off.
Yes, I mean, she's been bringing the juice on the inside. She's been taking over one-on-one.
Beers clears it. Good D by Henderson. Double team comes over to Williams. And a travel.
That play for Georgia, it started with a double team on Beers. Turcoff coming over on that secondary rotation, causing the turnover.
Wolfick has scored 10 of Georgia's last 12 points. She's rolling off a screen right now. Turner, nice fake. Good D by Williams. Henderson for 3. Good! Savannah Henderson.
I love Trinity Turner putting her head down. It's that jump stop that really worked. And then the kick out to Henderson for the 3. Sam for Oklahoma.
Offensive foul on Beers, number 3.
You are the center of attention, literally the center of attention for Oklahoma. You can't risk another foul, especially while setting a screen.
Well, I will say for Oklahoma, they managed her absence well in the second quarter. Let's see if they can continue that here in the third. Carnegie, nice take, and gets the roll. Danny Carnegie finally getting in the scoring just her second made shot of the game, and it is a 7-0 run. One more in Oklahoma shoots free throws the rest of the quarter. Williams catch and shoot. Shots not falling for Oklahoma. And a whistle away from the ball, down low. We've got that post battle going on.
And against this Oklahoma lineup, they want to get the ball back to her.
Cherkoff off the mark on the three. And Carnegie, that's just effort. Ran it down, but threw it to the wrong player. Chavez. And Chavez is fouled trying to get around the defense. What do you admire about Aaliyah Chavez?
Well, I'll tell you what's so smart about her game is that she knows that there's free points on the board. And you see her right here. Two of the Oklahoma players are in the top 20 Wooden Award watch list, but there's 12 nation from the SEC, Sam. That's what it looks like night in and night out.
And Chavez, the only freshman on that list. He was the unanimous Gatorade National Player of the Year last year and has had no problem stepping up to the Division I level. Woolfolk continues to be the offensive answer for Georgia. Oklahoma quickly down the floor.
Oh, I thought she was double dribbled there.
Chavez off the screen. Nice pass. And the finish by Culleton.
Their eyes are always up on that roll and continue to hold their position because they never know when Chavez is going to drop them a dime.
Oklahoma has made 16 shots tonight. 13 of them have been assisted. And Woolfolk draws the foul. In the selection committee's initial reveal, we'll get another look at what they're thinking on March 1st, as well as an alphabetical list on March 14th.
Get to host at home the first two rounds and how big that would be in Norman, Oklahoma.
Chavez was shaken up a little bit. She's getting some treatment over on the sideline. Lofton's going to be shooting free throws. Beers is on the bench with 3 fouls. Lofton, one of the other freshmen on this Oklahoma team that's kind of overshadowed by Chavez, but having a very productive freshman season.
She's one of the best defenders as well, Sam. I really like her game.
Sahara Williams gets called for the foul on that rebound. What she does for them doesn't always show up in the stat sheet, but she is such a priceless part of this team. She started every game of her career. Carnegie, still the 3-ball, has struggled tonight for Georgia. They've made just 1 3. Williams gets by Woolfolk, misses the layup. Carnegie grabbed the rebound and tripped. Lofton back to Chavez. Chavez over Woolfolk, good.
Every touch needs to get into Mia Woolfolk for Georgia.
Georgia cut the lead to 3. And now another foul on Williams. Coach Abe today talking about Trinity Turner, who's on the free throw line. She's known her since she was in the 7th grade. She's just such a big Trinity Turner fan. Why is that?
Just the way that she plays. And again, recruited her to UCF before she got there in Florida. Oh my gosh, Henderson on the side.
Well, her dad, Michael, Coach Abe's husband, in the stands tonight. We asked him what he did during the game, and he said he prayed. So
that was fun.
She was covered in prayer.
A former official. He knows everything about basketball. It was fun to talk with him before their shoot around.
Lofton makes 1 of 2. Carnegie facing into the game for the first time, misses. Smith runs it down. Here come the Sooners. And a foul on Savannah Henderson. And Raegan Beers back out on the floor, number 15 for Oklahoma with 3 fouls. Smith is at the free throw line. Remember, she was fouled just before the timeout by Savannah Henderson. But limited minutes because of foul trouble. Her host averages 12 points a game, just 4 so far. Georgia with a chance to eat into the lead. Good fake by Turner. Yes. Good cut from Chavez. Misses the shot. Turner with another rebound. Turner pushing it quickly, but it's 1-on-3. Dumps it into Woolfolk. And Wolfett double team comes over. Georgia will inbound the ball. Turner under their basket. Right into Turcoff. And Turcoff with the two between the big post players.
Yeah.
Georgia back to within 5. They've cut it down to 3 at one point this quarter. And Beers is fouled underneath by Turcoff. Raegan Beers at the line makes that one. She's the only player in the nation with more than 1,900 career points. 1 for 2. Lead is 6 for Oklahoma. Carnegie lost it. Zaya Van against Gonzalez. Good D by Gonzalez, but Oklahoma will keep the ball. Chavez to Williams. Down low to Beers. It's what they wanted, but good D by the Dogs. Gonzalez. And Gonzalez blowing by everyone.
That speed of Gonzalez. She can go 94 feet big time for getting downhill.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh, man, I missed it, Sam. Of course you'd have it there.
It was on a tee for you.
I know. I missed it. Gosh darn it.
Lady Bulldogs defense has gone up a level. 6.8 seconds left in the quarter.
Full court press by Oklahoma.
Turcoff takes the pass off to the races. 3, 2. Turcoff still with the ball and lost it. So Georgia won't get a bucket to end the quarter, but they outscore Oklahoma by 4.
They are best defensively in the fourth quarter. So let's see if they put the clamps back on the Lady Bulldogs.
Georgia 16-0. Oklahoma 16-0 this year when leading entering the fourth quarter. Georgia's won a game trailing entering the fourth quarter. That was against Texas A&M. Van opening possession off the glass. Verhulst gets the rebound. Shot doesn't go in. Another offensive rebound for the Sooners.
That's just too many offensive rebounds right now.
Williams missed again and another board. Stewart got that one and the whistle comes in. And Savannah Henderson, very impactful in that third quarter. She started the third quarter. Williams gets the shot off. Oklahoma had a lot of chances to score that possession, just could not do it.
It was 4 offensive rebounds in one possession. That's how Woolfolk brought it down. She was carrying a football.
Raegan
sure
Beers,
she got it.
excuse me.
No, yeah.
Raegan Beers at the scorer's table. She'll come into the next dead ball for Oklahoma. Good denial defense by Williams. Chavez finally gets the ball. She'll shoot. No problem. Both these teams fresh off top 25 wins on Sunday. And this has been a battle for both. Georgia just cannot quite catch Oklahoma. They've gotten close, within 3 here in the second half. But Oklahoma keeps extending the lead. Woolfolk working on Beers. And Woolfolk fouls on Verhulst. Woolfolk again has been the big star tonight for Georgia. 18 points, 7 rebounds. And she is so tough.
She's so tough. And Georgia's really needed her on the inside. They're only 1 for 11 from the three-point line, collapsing on the inside of Woolfolk, but she's been able to manage whether it's the mid-range shots or getting to the free throw.
So Woolfolk has equaled her career-high 20 points. Chavez just could not get that ball to fall, or it would have been an and one. 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Chavez 23 points now. And the Oklahoma D
against the Georgia guards throughout this entire game. And right there, miscommunication. Georgia throws the ball out of bounds.
Chavez also has 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Beers playing with 3 fouls. Underhands to Verhulst. Wide open in the corner is Stewart. And Turner with a rebound. Good block out by the 5'6" Trinity Turner to Carnegie. And Carnegie with the finish. 6-point game. Chavez, whoa! Nice move to take it on the other side of the bucket. Verhulst just picked up her third foul. Georgia inbounding it after that. Verhulst has gone to the bench now. Turner. Shot clock under 10. Turner drives. And Turner asks for the clear out. 25 points for Chavez. No good. Bodies all over the place. And a foul. Both teams have scored 6 points here in the fourth quarter. Woolfolk down again. No foul called. And now a foul on Raegan Beers, number 4.
But what a heads-up play by Woolfolk to get the ball and make a move.
We knew that matchup would be worth watching tonight.
Yes, it's lived up to all of its hype on the inside.
And now Woolfolk doesn't have Beers to contend with and draws the foul. So Woolfolk with a chance to cut into this lead. Off the mark, first one she's missed. The event actually starting Monday, 5 Eastern on SEC Network. A 5-point Oklahoma lead on the road here in Athens. Shot clock down to 6. Carnegie gets the rebound. Carnegie with Lofton to beat. And one!
Is how you continue to lead your team in the fourth quarter.
Carnegie with 10 points. Now 11. A 6-0 run by the Lady Bulldogs, and they're within 2. Close as they've gotten this half. Chavez. Oh, so good. Chavez, 27 points. Her 6th 25 or more point game this season. And a travel off that exchange.
Coach Bronchek would say that Chavez would press, and because she wants to win so bad, that she would take some ill-advised shots. But as the season's going on here in the SEC, she's starting to take better shot selection and showing the scoreboard.
Chavez has all 8 points this quarter for Oklahoma. Verhulst open. And Williams gets fouled by Henderson. Breaking news in the SEC tonight, Texas A&M has upset Tennessee, 82-74.
The teams want to get the first 4 seedings for 2 days worth of buys. And if Oklahoma can win out and a couple of upsets, you never know.
Top 4 seeds in the SEC tournament get the double bye.
Double bye, yep.
5 through 8 get a single bye. Woolfolk baseline over Culleton.
Good things happen when Chavez has the ball in her hands.
Verhulst has it now. Verhulst shoots off the mark. Woolfolk gets the rebound, and she's fouled by Culleton.
Legendary coach Andy Landers is also here. We're seeing Georgia starting to find that momentum towards the end of the game.
And again, we touched on it earlier, there's so much tradition in this Lady Bulldogs women's basketball program, and this team is very much in touch with that.
Sadia getting the crowd on their feet.
2-point lead for Oklahoma. Make it 4. Buried by Zaya Van with ice water. Zaya's sister Skylar, an incredible player at Oklahoma. Was Big 12 Player of the Year when they were in the Big 12. Woolfolk stepping around. Culleton, what a shot! Another 2-point lead for the Sooners. And how about Zaya Van on the last 2 possessions?
She's just making things happen off of the dribble. That's only 7 points for Van, but none bigger than the last couple of buckets. As we're waiting, Beers is ready to check in on the sideline for Oklahoma.
Turner will bring it back out for Georgia, trying to get it to Woolfolk. Colleton's playing her tough inside. Shot clock under 10. Carnegie to Woolfolk. And Woolfolk gets the roll.
Right now, you've got Beers, Williams, Stewart, and Smith. So something to watch for in these final 2 minutes, Sam.
Coach Abe asking for the fans here in Segment to get on their feet. Oklahoma up 2 with the ball. Beers into Verhulst. And Verhulst with a nice post move to extend the lead back to 4.
Great recognition from Oklahoma to see the mismatch in size and get Verhulst way under the paint.
Georgia trying to answer. They've been going bucket for bucket with Oklahoma. Turner off the glass, good. Two-point game with a minute to play. Sahara Williams open for 3. Buries it. Sahara Williams.
She can go at Beers, who has those 4 fouls as well.
Woolfolk with 29 points, 8 rebounds. Turner will inbound it for Georgia. Into Carnegie. Clock continues to run.
2-man game between Carnegie and Woolfolk.
Carnegie pulls for 3.
Oh!
What a shot by Danny Carnegie. Back to a 2-point game. Chavez still with the ball. Shot clock under 10 to Verhulst. Beers. And a blocking foul on Georgia. It'll go against Woolfolk.
Verhulst keeping her eyes up, and Woolfolk was ready to help on Verhulst and just was late.
Raegan Beers at the line. And does. Timeout, Georgia. They take their final timeout.
And especially getting into Woolfolk's hands.
Yeah, Woolfolk has had 11 of those points here in the fourth quarter. She had 11 in the fourth quarter in the upset of Vanderbilt on Sunday as well. Georgia gets the ball just by their own bench, trailing 4. Turner stopped to Carnegie. Carnegie misses the 3. Woolfolk gets the rebound to Turkoff. Shot blocked by Van. Turkoff will try it again. Henderson gets the rebound. Clock continues to run. And a double dribble on Carnegie, giving Oklahoma the ball with 3.2 seconds remaining. Georgia with the ball. Turner shoots, ball game. So Oklahoma withstands quite a charge by the Lady Bulldogs of Georgia. And they get the win over the 24th ranked Lady Bulldogs.